Frooglesim videos are powered by Jetline Systems.
Hello YouTube, this is Frugal and this is the Frooglesim news for today, Sunday, August the 5th. First up, 3 IL-2 Sturmovik early access stories all in one. First, IL-2 Sturmovik Tank Crew, Flying Circus and Battle of Bodenplatte are now all available in early access. Now I actually recently did an interview with Jason Williams, the executive producer of IL-2, that will land on the channel tomorrow that adds a lot more context to these stories. Be sure to keep an eye out for that. Anyway, first up, Flying Circus. This is basically the first tentative steps in bringing the Rise of Flight era aircraft and arenas into the new IL-2 engine. Ultimately, this is going to include 10 World War I combat aircraft, as well as single and multiplayer scenarios that take place over 10,000 square kilometers of accurate terrain in the Arras sector. Now, it's not complete yet, hence early access, but early access does give you access to the aircraft as they are developed. Tank Crew puts you into accurate World War II tanks in the period surrounding the Battle of Kursk at the same time as pilots. Now, as with Flying Circus, this is going to cover 10,000 square kilometers of scenery, including highly detailed trees, buildings, and landscape features in the main battle area. You'll also be able to take tanks into any IL-2 map you own. Each tank also models 4 playable stations in multiplayer: commander, driver, gunner, and radio/machine gunner. And as I mentioned briefly a moment ago, all these tanks operate in the same arena as pilots, so be careful. Now, Tank Crew also features accurate ballistics, gun sight visuals and operation, realistic damage models, and a lot more. As with Flying Circus, early access gives you immediate access to a couple of the tanks, but you'll get immediate access to the new models and the new scenery and scenarios as that stuff all comes online. Finally, Battle of Bodenplatte at last moves the sim a little further west, focusing on the conflict that took place over Western Germany, Holland, and Belgium in the winter of 1944 and onwards. Now, as a result of the arena, you'll at last get access to Western aircraft, notably the Spitfire, the Tempest, and P-38, as well as additional variants of the FW-190 and the BF-109. Perhaps most exciting, though, is that this is the first time you'll get to see jets in the new sim, introducing the ME-262. All 3 of these products, early access, are available right now for $69.99 each from the links in the show notes below. Sticking with early access and a different sim, DCS Yak 52 has entered early access. Now, on the surface, this seems pretty weird, but bear with me, it's not. It's actually quite awesome. Egodynamics DCS Yak 52 is now available in early access. The Yak 52, if you are unaware, is a tandem seat radial engine trainer that served as a primary aircraft trainer for the Soviet Union. Absolutely stonkingly realistic professional flight model is a key feature of this aircraft, based on initial reports that I've seen that are pegging the aircraft as crazy close to the real deal as possible, including full and accurate simulation of post-stall behavior, allowing virtual pilots to pull off some of the crazy maneuvers you see this go through in air shows. Also features complete and accurate modeling of all systems in the aircraft, accurate sounds inside and out of the cockpit, a full set of interactive training missions, and even supports cooperative multiplayer, which means 2 of you can fly the same aircraft together, which is kind of cool. Now, the reason this is not kind of weird, it's an unarmed trainer in DCS world after all, is it actually wraps up the full training path followed by many pilots from the Yak 52 to the L-39C, and then to modern Eastern Bloc fighters like the MiG-29 and the Su-27. DCS Yak 52 is available right now in early access, but not for Steam users, for $39.99. More information at the digitalcombatsimulator.com link in the show notes below. Over now to Xplane and Bill Womack's KVUO Pearson Field, or OrbX Pearson Field. Bill Womack's Pearson Field is now available for Xplane from OrbX. It, of course, covers the oldest continuously operating airport in the Pacific Northwest and is a very popular destination with GA pilots. The scenery, just as with the FSX and Prepared version, covers 12 square miles of photo terrain. It also includes Hayden Island, Oregon, and downtown Vancouver, Washington. It features updated ground polygons, static aircraft that are accurate to the airport, and it has, of course, been optimized for performance. OrbX KVUO Pearson Field is available from FTX Central right now for $32.95 Australian. More information at the orbxdirect.com link in the show notes below. Sticking with Xplane and news now, Dreamfoil Creations Bandeirante, which I probably mispronounced, version 3. Dreamfoil's amazing Embraer EMB 110 Bandeirante or Bandit is now available for Xplane 11. Now this features an improved flight model, which of course takes full advantage of the features in Xplane 11, as well as PBR textures inside and out and VR compatibility. Dreamfoil's smart menu technology from their other products is included, making it very simple to refuel the aircraft and interact with external features like pitot covers, safety cones, GPU, and so on. In terms of the aircraft itself, Dreamfoil's EMB 110 models all systems and switches and includes a realistic flight model that has been validated by real-world pilots. It also features a full weather radar simulation built in, as well as an accurate autopilot. Checklists are included, as well as full failure simulations for engine fires, overtorque, electrical landing gear, and so on. Dreamfoil Creations EMB 110 version 3, I can't pronounce the proper name, is $29.95 from the Xplane.org store, linked in the show notes below. Now, over to the world of FSX and Prepared and Just Flight's PA-28181 Archer 3 got previewed this week. Just Flight have started to post previews of their next upcoming GA aircraft, which is the Piper PA-28181 Archer 3. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the Pipers and their numbers confused the hell out of me. When I first saw this, I thought it was a mistake, since Just Flight already released a Piper PA-28. Their previous Piper was the amazing Piper PA-28 Arrow 3. This one is the Archer 3, which in the real world is the newest version of the PA-28, first certified for flight in the mid-90s. I have to say I'm really digging Just Flight's GA series, and yes, I have been sucking on the video count and need to get some reviews done, but Just Flight's GA series aircraft are a huge amount of fun with a lot of value. The Archer 3 here features the usual stuff for a Just Flight GA aircraft, including interactive checklists, built-in flight computer, accurate flight model and sounds, and an incredible model inside and out. It also includes a really impressive avionics suite that includes full simulations of the GNS 530, GNC 225, S-Tech Autopilot, ATD 300 Traffic Watch, and the Strike Finder Storm Scope. The one currently in development is aimed at Prepared and presumably FSX, but I would expect to see this land on Xplane soon after release as well. No idea when that initial release will be or the price. Stay tuned to this channel for more info as I get it. In the meantime, check out the justflight.com link in the show notes below. Our final story this week, again sticking with Prepared, is the Aerosoft A330. Mathis from Aerosoft gave an update on their forums on the long-awaited Airbus A330, but also on the rest of the Airbus Pro family as well. The plan apparently is to release the updated Airbus A320 and 321 Professional for Prepared version 4 first, and then get that on the same system status, in quotes, as the A318 and A319, so Service Pack 1 for the latter, basically. Work is actually moving ahead really well on the Airbus A330. Many of the systems are now complete, and obviously there are some shared systems between the A330 and the A320, which helps. Now, in the post, Matthias was keen to point out that the graphical fidelity of the models is pretty superb. Although the renders shown here are from the modeling tool, the in-sim renders are actually better. There's a lot more detail in these models now that they are focused exclusively on a 64-bit platform than would have been possible before. Details like curved surfaces really being curved and not approximations of a curve. And of course, details like all those hydraulic cables within the landing gear bay and so on. Despite the high levels of visual detail, performance apparently remains really good as well. No news on a release date or a price just yet, but they did indicate that the price would be in line with the rest of the Airbus Professional series and that there will be some kind of discount available for people that already own the other models. That's it for this week's news show. As always, if I did miss something, do leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'll take a look to see whether I should include it in next week's show. Until then, though, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. My name is Frugal, and I will see you all very soon.